Good evening, students. Welcome to Easy Nurse. Hope you are ready to take your daily dose. Today, we're going to go through a different stream apart from your anatomy, medical, surgical nursing, etc., which is none other than applied sociology. Here, I'm going to give you an introduction to sociology by discussing some relevant topics such as meaning of sociology, definition of sociology, scopes of sociology, and the important one, role of sociology in nursing. It seems that sociology is a strange kind of thing among nursing students. By today's class, we're going to take away that strange feel by understanding how this nursing and sociology is correlated. So, without wasting time, let's dive into the topics. The first one is the meaning of sociology. To understand a concept, to know about a thing, we need to know what it is exactly means. Like that, we need to know what is the meaning of sociology. Here it states that sociology is a scientific study of society, human behavior, and social relationships. I repeat, sociology is a scientific study of society, human behavior, and social relationships. From this statement itself, we will get to know that sociology is something related to the society which we live, the human behavior which we develop, and the social relationship which we build. Now let's see how the sociology will help us in our daily livings. Sociology helps us to understand how people interact and build a relationship among each other. Secondly, the sociology helps us to understand, to navigate, and to improve our social life by analyzing the social structures, the organizations, and the institutions. Institutions in example like families, the religions, the caste, etc. Now we got an abstract about sociology. Now we are going on to discuss about sociology scientifically. There are many definitions of sociology given by different authors, and we're going to discuss about a few here. Firstly, we will see the definition given by Auguste Comte, who is considered as the father of sociology and the person who coined the sociology word for the first time. According to Auguste Comte, sociology is the science of social phenomena subject to natural and invariable laws, the discovery of which is the object of investigation. So, the Auguste Comte states that the sociology is a scientific objective study which focuses on the social structures and its formation and how it transforms period by period. The next definition is given by Maurice Ginsburg, that is, in the broadest sense, sociology is the study of human interactions, interrelations, their conditions and consequences. Here, Maurice focuses on the human interaction and thereby the relationship built from it and the condition and consequences comes within it. The third definition is given by Emile Durkheim, which is the sociology is the study of social facts. Social facts means the cultural norms, the values, the traditions we practiced year by year or period by period. So now we had discussed the meaning, the definition of sociology. Now we are moving on to the scopes of sociology. So in every discipline, in every subject, there are scopes. For example, in nursing, there are many scopes like we can be a clinical instructor, clinical nurse, tutor, researcher, etc. Like that, in sociology also there are many scopes which seeks to explore how societies emerge, persist, and changes. So, the scopes of sociology we can divide into two. Two major divisions are there, which is general sociology and special sociology. I repeat, there are two divisions for the scopes of sociology, which are general sociology and special sociology. In general sociology, it includes social structure and organization, social interaction and processes, major social institutions, culture and social changes, and research methods. In special sociology, what all it includes, here we can see that sociology of education, sociology of nursing, which is related to us, sociology of health, sociology of medicine, and sociology of family. So let's go into depth one by one. Now let us discuss sociology, like general sociology. So, what is meant by general sociology? General sociology, it refers to the study of society, social behavior, and the social interaction, which focus on understanding the structure, the institution that shapes human life. So, in general sociology, there are four main points. We will go through it one by one. The first point is social structure and organization. The first point is social structure and organization. It studies how a society is formed, and how it includes the organization, the social structures, the groups, the institution, and the social inequalities. The social inequalities means the gender, the caste, the race, the colors, etc. The second point is the social interaction and processes. That means the general sociology focuses on the interaction and the relationship built by it and the progression of that relationship. That means if two persons from different region met each other and they getting interacted and thereby a relationship will form. This general sociology focuses on that interaction and will analyze how the interaction is going on and how a relationship is progressed. The third point is culture and social changes. We all come from a diversity of cultures, right? So here we can say that the general sociology will analyze or investigate the traditions we practice, the culture we practice, and thereby see how the society transforms with it. How the society transforms with it. The fourth point is research method that says that sociology has a big contribution in research also. Like the general sociology can be used as the quantitative and the qualitative methods, and for the research, data analysis, and the surveys. So this is about the general sociology. Next we are moving on to the special sociology, in which the sociology of education, nursing, health, medicine, and about the family will come. We will discuss one by one. The first one is sociology of education. For example, we can say that a college is there. By applying the sociological theory, we can examine how the college is running, how the college is giving education to the students, and what is the outcomes. That is stating here that the sociology of education examines how social institution and individual experiences the influence of educational processes and their outcomes. I hope you all understood. We are going to the next point, which is sociology of nursing. That is very important for us, that is very related to us. So, the sociological theories helps the nurse or a nursing student to apply the sociological theories in their clinical practice to give a better patient care. We will discuss about it later in depth. We are going to the third point, which is sociology of health. It is a subdiscipline of sociology in which it studies how social life, the social structures, the social institution influences the health, illness, and the healthcare systems. The fourth point is sociology of medicine. It is also a sub-discipline of sociology which analyzes the health, the healthcare delivery system, also the interaction and the reaction of healthcare professionals towards the population, and the effects of medical practice. These all nursing, health, medicine all are correlated. And the last point is sociology of family. As I told before, the sociology itself considers family as a foundational social institution. Through sociology of family, we will get to know how a family is originated or how a family is formed, how a family is contributing to shape a society, what are the roles of a family. So we are moving on to the next slide, which which we are discussing about the roles of sociology in nursing. We came through the meaning of sociology and we came through the definition of sociology. There we see that Auguste Comte, Maurice Ginsburg, and Emily Durkheim has defined sociology in several ways. Now we are going to see what is the role of nursing. What is the role of sociology in nursing? First of all, I can say that apart from seeing the biological aspect of illness, by applying the sociological theories, we can see the social and environmental factors which influence the health and its outcomes. I repeat, the sociology helps nurses to understand not only the biological aspects of illness but also the social and environmental factors that influence health and its outcomes. So one by one, let's see what all are the roles of sociology in nursing practice, how a nurse will get aided by the sociology. The first one is holistic care. What do you mean by holistic care? I hope you all know what is holistic care. So let us discuss about holistic care, which is the comprehensive care which includes not only the physiological needs of a patient but also the emotional, the spiritual and the psychological needs. There comes we can give a better and improved a compassionate care to the patient. So by knowing the sociological theories, we can apply that into our practice and we can give the holistic approach by considering the psychological, the social and the cultural factors that influence, the health and a better recovery of a patient. By applying the sociological theories, we can see a patient, apart from the biological illness, we can see a patient's psychological state, how it is low or it's high, and we can see from which cultural background he is coming, from which social background or he or she may coming, and we can plan a care according to that. We can give a better improved care according to that. So it will result in the better recovery and the speedy recovery of the patient. The second point is effective communication. From the word itself, we can get to know that the sociological theories helps a nurse for communicate effectively. Help a nurse to communicate effectively. So by the sociological knowledge, the nurse will be able to communicate with the patient and also with the patient's family empathetically and thereby give a proper care for the patient. So what all factors will affect a patient care means the communication is a key factor in that. So if we apply the sociological theories in that, we can give a better care for the patient by knowing them empathetically and by knowing them from their family side, right? So the third point is patient assessment. As a nurse, once a patient comes, we will assess the patient from head to toe, right? We will assess the patient from head to toe. That is a physical assessment, right? That is a physical assessment, and we can plan a care plan according to that. We can make a care plan according to that. But for making the care plan a fulfilled one, we need to know the social background, the social structure, the cultural background, the psychological background of a patient. For that, this sociology will help us. For that, this sociology will help a nurse, right? So, recognizing the social background of a patient helps in completing the assessment properly and to arrange a care plan accordingly. Thereby it states that helps to complete the assessment properly and to prepare a care plan accordingly. So in this we discuss three roles of sociology in nursing, which is holistic care. The second one is effective communication. The third one is patient assessment. Moving on to the next, we can see four more points in the role of sociology in nursing. The fourth one is health promotion. What do you mean by health promotion? As a nurse, It is our responsibility to promote health among the populations, right? By knowing the sociological theories, it will be effective. It will be effective to promote health among the society by knowing their cultural context and social context. That is meant by here, that is health promotion. A nurse can promote health by addressing community health needs, which involves the social determinants and the cultural context. In the health promotion, we need to remember 2 points, that is the social determinants and the cultural context. If we know to apply the sociological theory in a right way, we can address the health needs of a community or a society by considering their social determinants and the cultural context. The social determinants in the sense like the cultural norms, the values, the traditions they followed from year by year. The next point is empathy and compassion. Empathy and compassion. As a nurse, empathy and compassion are the two major values a nurse should carry throughout their clinical practice, right? As a nurse, we have to carry this empassion and compassionate throughout our clinical practice to give a holistic and a better care for a patient's speedy recovery. So, how the sociology is helping in this empathy and compassionate care. We can see here that recognizing the social challenges faced by the patients such as poverty, discrimination, or family conflict. So we can see that these kind of things like poverty, discrimination in the basis of color, caste, religion, and the family conflict. In much families, we can see the family conflict also. So by knowing all these social challenges of a patient, we can approach them in an empathetic way. Also, we can give them a compassionate care. I repeat, by knowing the social challenges like poverty, discrimination, the family conflict, we can approach a patient for giving them a compassionate care with an empathetic mind, right? So the next point is health education. As a nurse, at the end of the care plan, we used to give health education for the patient, also the patient's families, right? Excuse me. Health education. We supposed to give health education for all the patient and their families. So if we know the sociology, if we know how to apply the sociological theories in a right way, we will be able to design and to deliver health education that is relevant and accessible to the diverse population. See, in a hospital, in our clinical practice life, we will see people from diverse population, from different cultures, from different tradition, from different religions, right? So each of them will be practicing different cultures. Each of them are from different tradition and they will practice different norms. So we have to see how we can give care according to their tradition, their culture norms and their values. We have to respect all of those, and by knowing the sociological theories, we can apply that in a right way and we can give the proper health education. We can deliver the health education which is relevant, which is very important for them and which is accessible and which is acceptable to the patient according to their social norms, their cultural values and their tradition. Here you can add one more point, which is relevant, accessible and acceptable by the patients according to their diverse population. The last point, once again, sorry for the delay. The last point is addressing the health inequities. What is meant by inequities? As we know that inequality, the word inequality, that's the same thing as inequities, which means we used to discriminate people on the basis of gender, on the basis of religion, on the basis of caste, right? In a healthy manner. But in some cases, on the basis of these kind of disparities or inequalities like caste, gender, economic status, sometimes a certain population will be discriminated in a very bad manner on the basis of gender, caste, religion, and the economic status. Like the proper treatment, the proper facilities will be designed for a certain population because they are economically very low in a status and they are in poverty, or maybe they are female, or maybe they are male, like that. So if a nurse is able to apply the sociological theories in a right way, she or he will be able to address all the concerns regarding the disparities or inequalities a population may face, and thereby finding a solution for that. Also, a nurse can be an advocate. A nurse can be an advocate for vulnerable populations. Vulnerable population means a population in which poverty can be seen, a population is low in economical status. So, a nurse often advocate for vulnerable population for giving them, for acquiring the justice and the peace for the society. So, if a nurse is able to apply the sociological theories in the right way, she will be able to advocate for these people who is not aware about their rights and thereby acquiring the justice for that people. So, hereby we come to the conclusion of the portion that the sociology empowers the nurses as well as the entire team in healthcare setting to view health and illness through a broader lens, fostering more inclusive and responsive healthcare environment, which means the sociology empowers, the sociology give power to the nurse as well as the entire team in a healthcare setting to view the health and illness in a broader lens. Broader lens means as a personal in healthcare setting, we used to view a patient in a biological manner only. As I told before, we used to assess a patient physiologically or maybe in psychologically. But if we know how to apply the sociology in our clinical practice, we will be able to view a patient in a broader lens. We will be able to view the patient in a broader lens. By that, we can foster more inclusive and responsive healthcare environment and thereby improve the better health and the speedy recovery for the patients. Also, before ending the session, we will wrap up what all we had studied, what all we had learned, what all we had discussed in this class. So, let's move on to the first slide, which is the meaning of sociology. I had explained that sociology is a scientific study of society where we live, the scientific study of human behavior which we develop, and the study of social relationship which we build, right? And it helps to understand how people interact with each other and build relationship. Also, it helps to understand, navigate, and to improve social life by analyzing social structures, interactions, and institutions like family, religion, etc. And the next we go through the definition of sociology, which is given by Auguste Comte, Maurice Ginsburg, and Emile Durkheim. We had seen three different definitions given by the authors, and thereby the Auguste Comte has proposed the law of three stages, which is the theological stage, the metaphysical stage, and the last, the positive stage. Hope you guys can see this. The theological stage, the metaphysical stage, and the positive stage. These three stages defines how the social structures form and how they progress period by period. This law of three stages is proposed by Auguste Comte, who is considered as the father of psychology, and we jumped into the topic, the scope of sociology. And there we had seen that sociology scopes are divided into two major headings, which is general psychology and special psychology. In that, the general sociology includes the social structure and organization, where we can study how a society is formed and how it includes the organization, the groups, the institution, etc. And we had seen the social interaction and processes. Thereby, we get to know that general sociology focuses on the interaction which people make and thereby the relationship which they build and how it is progressing The third one is major social institution. The fourth one is culture and social changes. As we belongs to different tradition, cultures, and we believe in different values, this general sociology help us to investigate the tradition, the different kind of tradition which we practices, the different kind of cultures, the different kind of values we believe, and thereby analyze how the society transforms, how the society adjusts to all these tradition, to all these cultural norms. And after that, we discuss about the research methods, where we can see that the general sociology or the sociology is used as a qualitative or a quantitative method in research, and also this general sociology focuses on research, data analysis, observations and surveys. And we gone through the special sociology. Here we had seen the sociology of education, where the sociology analyzes how an educational institution possesses educational process and thereby how the outcomes are coming. The second one was sociology of nursing. One second. And thereby we see the sociology of nursing, which is very related to us. In that we had seen that the sociology helps a nurse to apply the sociological theories and thereby improve their clinical practice. The third one was sociology of health. The sociology of health, in which the sociology analyzes the health, the illness, and the healthcare delivery system. The fourth one was the sociology of medicine, in which we seen how the healthcare professional interacts and reacts with the population and how the effects of medical practice are coming out. And the fifth one was the family, the sociology of family. As we discussed, as I told, the family is considered as the foundational social institution in sociology. So, in sociology of family, we see how a family is rooted, means how a family is originated, how a family is formed, and what all are the roles or function of a family, and how the family contributes to shape a society, to shape a human and thereby shape a society. And these were discussed under the scope of psychology, and we moved on to the roles of sociology in nursing. So here we saw that sociology helps the nurses to understand not only the biological aspect of illness, I repeat, not only the biological aspect of illness, but also the social and environmental factors that influence health and its outcomes. I repeat, sociology helps nurses to understand not only the biological aspect of illness, but also the social and environmental factors which influence health and its outcomes. Here we see many roles of sociology in nursing, one by one. And the first one was holistic care, which means the comprehensive care includes physiological, psychological, emotional and spiritual needs of a patient. By knowing the sociological theory, we can give a better holistic care to the patient and thereby give an improved speedy recovery. The second point was effective communication, which we use in our daily clinical practice life. So by knowing the sociological theories, we can enhance our communication and thereby communicate with the patient and the family of a patient effectively and thereby give a proper care. The third one was patient assessment. As a nurse, it is mandatory to assess a patient head to toe. right? So we have to know the sociological theory, and thereby, along with the physiological assessment, we can recognize the social background of a patient and thereby create an accurate care plan and give a holistic care. The fourth one was health promotion. By knowing the sociological theories, we will able to address the community health need. We will able to address the community health needs involves understanding the social determinants and cultural context. Cultural context means like caste, religion, and the values which we practices. The fourth one was health promotion. The fifth one was empathy and compassion. Empathy and compassion is a relevant or a major thing which a nurse should carry in her entire clinical practice. So by knowing sociology knowledge, we will able to recognize the social challenges in the sense family conflict, maybe work stress, maybe the poverty, maybe the discrimination in a wrong way. Discrimination. By recognizing all these social challenges, a nurse will be able to approach a patient according to the social challenges the patient faces, and thereby giving an empathetic and a compassionate care. And the sixth point is health education, which we give to the patients and the patient families at the termination of the care in the hospital. As we know the sociological theories, we will be able to design and deliver health education that is very important or relevant for the patient according to their social context and diverse population. The seventh one was addressing health inequities. Addressing health inequities means to address the inequalities of a patient. So not only every patient, some of the patients may face discrimination in a wrong way, and thereby they will be denied to have a proper treatment based on their gender, based on their economic status, based on their religion. So if a nurse is able to apply the sociological theory in a right way, she will be able to address all these concerns of the patient and thereby find a solution for it. Also, the nurse can advocate on behalf of the vulnerable population, and thereby acquire the justice for them. So these are the points, these are the topics we discussed in this class, and thereby we had seen that sociology empowers nurses and the healthcare team to view the health and illness in a broader lens. Through a broader lens, that means not only the biological aspect, also the holistic thing, the holistic need of a patient, and thereby fostering a more inclusive and responsive healthcare environment for the society. Before ending up this session, I would like to make you to remember the key point of sociology, which is sociology is a tool which aids nurses to provide holistic care. It's very simple to remember. This is the core thing you have to remember about sociology. That is, sociology is a tool which aids nurses to provide. That means which help the nurses to provide holistic care. Holistic care, as we discussed before, that holistic care means a comprehensive care which includes every kind of care, that includes physiological, psychological, emotional, and spiritual. So it is a major tool. It's a tool which aids the nurses to provide holistic care. I hope you all understand today's session. So if any comments, if any doubts are there, you can comment below. We will discuss it later. And thereby, I would like to inform you all regarding our EasyNurse app, which provide easily understandable notes, fully complete exam assistant, and previous year question paper to enhance your nursing journey. So if you're interested means you can join EasyNurse app. Now you're joining means you will get 1,500 off on all course. We provide classes for GNM, BSc, PBBSc, and MSc nursing students. So I hope you all enjoyed today's session. If any comments, if any doubts, you can comment below so that we will discuss it later. Thank you and have a good day.